out on those Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
Absolutely, yeah. And we are almost getting ready into our third game of the night, of course, here. As people are getting into the lobby, you can see them all getting ready and good to go, sitting up and getting, whoa, hello.
There, he's determined.
Look at that. That's game face right there. Oh, yeah, we're coming back to you. Can you hold the stare?
I mean,
Don't
the thing
blink.
is,
Not blinking.
he
blink.
committed.
Don't blink.
Ah, he
that's
committed.
right.
He can't
Sit
commit.
it down.
Nope.
Sit it down. Now look how
You know
close
what?
you get.
He tried to play it off as well. It was the little nod.
It
And
was.
he's
He's
like,
like, okay, we're done now. No, buddy. No, we're not. Here's some guys. Gotta not be feeling too great about how things have gone so far, but you know, we have seen late game phase in the past. Will it transition over to mobile with our awesome nighttime plane?
It's time for it. Game number 3 here of the PUBG Mobile Star Challenge, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And we are going to be jumping into where the plane is going. It's looking like it's going to be going at Millie up towards between Zaki and Severny. So, gentlemen, what are we making of the drops to start things off? I'm not sure how that little vehicle's there. Let's ignore that for now.
Well, I mean, I think going back to what we have been seeing, Georgia Pole is going to be
Pretty hot.
Pretty hot, right?
Pretty hot.
And we could see some
Military
guys,
base.
Military base?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it. Looked
Someone
like we
dropped.
only had one team drop though,
Yeah.
and then the rest of them kind of spreading out here over the southern part. But we've seen some teams head towards Yaz. I don't think Yaz will be in drop distance in drop range.
Yes,
this
Naya.
time. Parachute.
Yeah, I mean, they might drop early, get a vehicle, and head that way
Yeah, I
after
think
the Raptors team.
Something that we saw in North America was people stealing cars from, say, Rozok and just making that transition. Because you then kind of cripple a little bit of the position, even though Rozok's good to transition from anyway, right? But taking cars from there is good.
Yeah, and you know, it looks either way. It looks like you're gonna get a nice spread here. And we got one
That's
team on
interesting.
Piggy.
Yeah.
Ooh, there comes a Zarky drop. I like
Zarky
it.
drop. I like
Uncommon.
it.
So who's in team 12? If
There's going to be 2 squads dropping Zarky.
Lennon, the Lennon boys.
I don't think I've ever
wow.
seen this. 2
Yeah, we got
teams dropping Zarky.
Lennon and Malamadros.
No, that's
So Malamadros had a little bit of a bad game last round, coming in I think 15th. So they definitely want to pull a. Hopefully, they were probably try to drop Zarky and hope that maybe
No
they'd
one
have
else
it to
goes there.
themselves.
Yeah,
But now they
yeah,
got
exactly.
Lennon dropping right on top of them.
Good to see a military drop as well. But overall,
Oh,
and there
okay.
is our
That
circle as well. Gentlemen, it's time to head over to our commentary team. Thank you very much for your
do it.
insights as we head over to Cam and Froz once again.
Thank you very much, guys. On to game number 3. And yes, it does look like we have multiple teams trying to go to Zarky. It's rare enough to see one squad go, much less 2. But right now, it's an engagement here in Rozok. Casper sending some shots over to the current leaders, Hyro. Already dealing some damage to a number of those players.
Look at that teddy bear helmet there.
He's
I
so
think it's
cute.
a helmet, right?
He's so cute. Why would you want to hurt him?
I think we saw a few teams actually dropping close to Rozok. Not just, yeah, we have 2 teams there, but a few of them more close, I think, as well.
So these 2 players from Hyro are actually off on themselves because the other 2 were able to find a vehicle and they're driving into Yasnaya. I don't know if those 2 are going to be able to make it out. We will check back in with them in a little bit. We're also going to have our eye on the kill feed just in case something does happen. Right now we are scanning around, making sure that everyone else is okay, everyone else is safe in their own respective loot spots. I do want to check out Zarky as well as Georgia Pole again because once again, what squad is that? That's going to be Mazzarini's squad, Squad 7, are doing the weird 2-2 split where 2 in North George and 2 in South George caught between Fuzzface as well as Torty's squad.
Well, it didn't work out last time for him. I mean, we did see, though, for Hero, it works out to only have 2 players left. They can clutch the win.
That's true. They're really good with 2 players.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the whole
what they're
strategy.
going for. Yeah. They want 2 players to just die early, so they have 2 left. They can clutch the game, get those all those nice kills. I mean, double digits both the game so far for our Heroes team.
Your Raptor squad here, hang out in Primor.
Yeah.
All alone.
All alone. We also had one team actually dropping in mill base. It's the first team so far. It's a SunTouch team.
Yeah, dropping in the actual military base. And the plane was a little on the western shift.
Yeah.
And so it was actually not a bad decision to go there.
It was an early drop, so they get a lot of time to actually loot straight away. If you go all the way to the top, that's almost a minute lost in looting time.
Exactly. They are going to have to rotate a little bit, though, because
Yeah.
the circle is a northern circle. centered around, I guess you'd call it those compounds north of the river, north of the Rozhok River.
What do we call them?
Is there a call out for that?
I don't think we have a call for them actually. We usually just call them like the
That thing.
triple
marked
store.
it.
No, well, yeah, you have the triple store there with the yellow house next to it.
Yeah.
And then you have the flat top a little bit west of that.
Yeah.
And usually that's what we just call them. Like there's no actual call out for them.
Did your viewers pick that up? That's the call out. That long sentence is the call out of where it is. Yeah, so actually surprisingly not that much action. We did see a couple of teams kind of get intermingled, but nothing too big has come from it yet.
That's how it is sometimes, even though if you're two teams dropping in the same city.
Wow, okay, I'm realizing why. I was wondering about Zarky, because we did see those two squads go up over there.
Yeah.
Because
Wait.
Lennon squad
Yeah.
all piled into one boat.
Look at that horse.
And with very little equipment, 2 shotguns and a couple of backpacks, they are driving up onto the east side, perhaps to go Kameshki, Stalber-ish area. And they're scattered compounds north of Stalber, so they're gonna be able to loot up from that. But yeah, I was really surprised. I thought there was gonna be an engagement for Zarky, but no, I actually like this because Zarky is not worth fighting for.
No, it's not. Definitely not. Not just Zarky itself, but as we talked before as well, you don't want to have the all engagements. You want to take it easy. So even if you're 2 teams dropping in the same city, you would usually just go like 1 team to the west, 1 team to the east, or something like that, so you don't actually clash with each other. We see a red zone here on Severny though, and Meyer from Toby's team, he's all alone up there on that north row of compounds that we were talking about. Meanwhile, Rasmus' team just running around. We're just going through the teams here, looking. Not much going on. They're all just minding their own business, grabbing some loot.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is in this stage of the game. You're looting up, and now they start to rotate because the blue is just about to start to close in just over 20 seconds. Damon's team rotating in themselves, have a fair number of vehicles to utilize. Now, asking you, what parts of the circle, of this circle, are the most powerful to take at this time?
So you have the river, which is kind of like in the center of the circle right now. And you gotta choose either you want to be on the south or the north side. Now, different teams have different kind of play styles, and you want to adapt to that. And you want to make sure that you kind of control one or another way to actually cross the river. Because if it hard shifts to the south or the north and you're on the opposite side, you're going to need to cross it. And you have a few choke points there. So you can choose some of the bridges. You could go a Stalber way all the way out on the east. Or on the west, you have a few other bridges. Because you don't want to be swimming.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have any vehicles still rotating later.
There's a fight here. Actually, Hyro's pushing in directly onto Yu from Toby's squad. Yu already taken down and even flushed out. It's just Toby left on this side building once again to try and clutch this for the squad. I don't know if he's the last remaining player. He doesn't seem to be. But he's already down to 30 HP. Pushed up on and cleaned out easily by Hyro, still running over these lobbies, not letting any other team room to breathe. Now, Toby's squad, they still have 2 left, but such an unfortunate start for them, losing their captain and another member so early.
And Hyro's team, again, they already got such a huge lead.
40 more points, yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Why not? Why not? Just keep on snowballing on that. I mean, Dave said it, right? 3 games in a row?
He said 3 games total.
3 games
He
total.
didn't say 3 in a row.
Okay.
He was trying to be conservative with just 3 games total. But yeah, so you were saying earlier how you need to choose what side to be on.
Yeah.
It seems that most of these squads are choosing to be on the northern side. Is that just because it's easier to transition from the north side to the south?
More the opposite. That's why you
It's-
want to be there.
Easier, I should say. It's
Yeah.
still, it's not easy either way.
It's easier to go from the south to the north. No. Yeah.
From the south to the north and the north to the south.
Yeah.
We are seeing a little bit of a trade once again. This is very reminiscent of last game where the 2 players from Mazzarini's squad on South Georgia Pole in a little bit of an engagement with Tordy. This time, though, they are not locked into a corner and forced to run into containers into Fuzzface's squad. They actually have a way to exit this while also trying to deal some damage to Tordy, but they're not overcommitting onto it because they still want to find themselves a better position in the circle.
What was he? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, but this is another member of Mazzarini actually taking a couple of shots from Fuzzface's squad. You're able to find a good position on the hills. pretty close to center, actually.
Pretty close to center, but I'm not totally agreeing on this compound though. There is so many other compounds that you actually could choose. The flat top that is west of them, for example, that is so much better. You only have the hill over there that is like the main threat. Except from that, it's really hard to get to that compound. You can keep your vehicle safe inside the flat top or between the houses there.
Does anyone go for this container? Not knowing what's inside it, of course. We can see that it's AUG, but do either of these two squads you can see on the minimap that are split by this container, does anyone go for it this early?
Damien.
Yes? Oh,
Maybe?
you are an oracle.
No.
Never mind, you're a fake oracle. Never mind.
Now,
Damien's driving around.
Fuzzface team, they don't want to go up there because it's uphill.
Yeah.
So they have no information if someone's over there already. It might be looted for as much as they know. Is that a cop car Dacia?
Yeah.
That's an awesome skin.
We're GTA now, baby. So yeah, Tordy, they're still in this engagement, trying to push these two players from Mazzarini's squad further and further away from the circle and keep them relatively locked out. Ooh. Meyer from Toby, another member of Toby's squad, but it's actually Hyro pushing in on a Fuzzface. They're not done after taking out those two counters, but a swing out from this side actually gets a couple of knocks. Just Hyro left to try and clutch this out, 1 versus 2.
Fuzzface coming with the damage, but he knows the damage is done right now. I don't know how many is up on Fuzzface team.
Oh, and the leap down, trying to get the shot, and actually gets the final kill onto Hyro to wipe it all with the amazing fall from above, Assassin's Creed style.
What is that hero play?
Our first place team gets taken out in 16th. Dave said this, that they had to try and calm themselves down because they were getting a little too overconfident, and you can see the results here.
16th place though. They did pick up like 2 or 3 kills at least. So it's a little bit of points for them.
It's a couple of points.
Look at this. The replay here.
Yeah, they definitely came in hot and heavy on that. You can see just how chaotic it was for both squads. But at the end, Fuzz, I saw him run up the stairs, and I didn't want to jinx it. But in my mind, I was hoping he was not gonna let that revive happen.
Oh no, he definitely wasn't. But I was expecting him to underthrow a nade from
that's what I was
the
thinking.
window.
That was the thing, but he did something better. He just threw himself out there.
And also that he surprised us because we didn't see him in the camera angle, and then we just saw him drop down on top of the knock guys.
So, the first circle is just about to finish closing, and the next circle is going to be very, very kind to a lot of these squads. But the river is still going to cut through it.
Exactly, and that's what I wanted to talk about. We have the river still in the middle, so even if you still have a good position, holding one of the bridges or something, you still have the possibility to go south or north if you need to.
Meyer from Toby was able to retreat from that yellow compound, able to hide in a bush. So Toby has at least 1 member left, perhaps a second, and I believe they have 2, but they are just very split from each other. Damien, though, still in the vehicle, has yet to get out, and has been taking damage after damage after damage, maybe wanting to transition over to this buggy to keep driving this one instead.
Good choice, but he's
still
taking
takes some more shots! That's going to be from that compound here, from Casper's gas station compound, and they're going to continue to drive past it. This is a bit risky.
They got to hear him.
They
What
certainly
is
hear
Casper's
them
team
now.
doing? They're just hiding right now.
They don't want to overcommit onto anything just yet. Spike also in a compound of their own.
Look at this. They got 3 USs. They know that it might be an open field ending. And if that happens, they still have 3 USs they can use to build up a fortress or build a few walls and play with them as hard covers.
Remus' squad hanging out with the compound of their own as well. Not that many people feel like it's necessary to move just yet, but Spike out in the open trying to get some spray down shots onto Damien. Gonna land a couple that we saw earlier, but not too much after that. Tracking moving targets while spraying in mobile is probably one of the hardest gun mechanic maneuvers to do. But, you know, you miss all the shots that you don't take.
I mean, yeah, also you got to calculate for the bullet travel speed and the bullet drop as well.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Myth
wait,
Rain
is
pulling
that,
up.
is that his teammate?
That's a
in there?
teammate.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. That's a teammate in there. Gonna hold up in this nice little yellow compound. I just realized what was so interesting about the lighting inside these buildings. It makes it look like it's The Sims.
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I didn't think of that before.
So here's Bakapunk, the other member of Toby's squad, separated from the teammate, also out in the open, having to retreat from a compound and hide in a bush.
Well, he's kind of kind of center though compared to his teammate, which is in far
Look
east
at this
side.
split. Look at this split by them. It's going to be squad 11 on your screen on the west side and then the northish central. They are split both sides of the river.
Look instead how the river is playing in half of the circle, and no one's on the south side.
No one's
more
on
or
the
less.
south side.
We got 3 teams on the east side, but no one's on the south side. It's totally open. Everyone's going for the north side.
Because it's Razak sunken and just like that, the hilly sunken field west of school, it can make it a little difficult to control the space around you, and which means you can easily get boxed in, which is why so many people hang out on the north side and then leave if they have to.
But that's also, that's one of the things that might be the fault for a lot of teams there, because they're all cramped up on the north side. If it gets a hard shift to the south, we're going to see a lot of them starting to rotate at the same time. Some of them might just stop and start shooting at all the rotators.
It is certainly a big skill in this game to be able to read the map and be able to game sense where people are going to be. But what's difficult about that in this lobby is that a lot of these players, you haven't played with against that much, or you haven't been able to scout them out that much, because a lot of these teams, they're mixed teams. A lot of these team captains, the shot callers, aren't that veterans of this game, and so there's only so much information out there and you have to just take a lot of guesses.
Yeah, I like to see what Katarina is doing from Mazarina's team. She's holding down Cube right now, which is on the left side. She got bridges, and a lot of rotations goes through there, so she can shoot out a lot of people, but at the same time she's holding one of the rotations for her teammates later on if needed as well.
Another AUG going to be on the map. I don't know if anyone's going to go for this one because it is dead center in the field, and it's starting to get to the point that any open area is way too dangerous to even attempt to go for. Raptor, though, they're going to be hanging out in a triple stack of their own, as well as Garage. This could be a very impactful compound if the circle continues to center up.
Did he drive in a buggy into the plane?
Yes. Yes, they did.
So there's no seats in these planes there, which we do have in the PC version. So you can actually park your car inside and have it safe, I guess.
Hide the wheels.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Able to keep that vehicle safe.
Looks like he's protecting the buggy with his life, though.
He's protecting the buggy with his body.
He's like, no, you can't touch this.
Priorities. You might want to work on your priorities there. Ollie Pocket, this is another potentially impactful compound, but the only thing that this is going to be really important is if we get a hard shift up towards the north. The circle is about, what is that, 27 seconds before it closes? That's not counting down. There we go.
Well,
that count. Okay, those timers are weird.
yeah.
The blue is still moving, though. You can still watch the blue tracker. That is still moving. That seems to be fine.
that works. At least we got that one to work with. Still 15 teams, 52 people alive, coming into soon the third circle, right?
Mazzarini is, again, outside in the blue still. One of the 2 players that was in South George that was kind of pushed to the side, shepherded over to the edge by Tordy's squad, still has to hang out in the blue. I think we've seen this earlier, but yeah.
Look at this. As we talked about before, no one's on the south side.
Yeah.
If everyone's going to try to get on the north side now, because as far as we've seen in the earlier games, no one does the long rotations, taking the south one, the long rotations to the far edges and try to get into the circle from there. So I think a lot of them will clash in on the north side of the river here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how these rotations work out with this one. Because you could rotate, if you wanted to free rotate, you could rotate counterclockwise past east of Georgia Pole. But that's not an easy path because it's really rocky. Once you hit the south of the river, it's going to be really rocky, really hilly. And even though it's more difficult to flip a vehicle in mobile, it's still possible. But it looks like a lot of people are just trying to go dead center, take the hills north of Razak. Bakapunk here, hiding out in a bush just on the edge. Gets a little bit of information from Rames's squad.
He likes bushes. We've seen him throughout the whole game.
Yeah, both numbers of Toby. Casper taking some shots on the rotating vehicles, not landing too much damage, just trying to tap fire onto that. A buggy from Lennon, though, going down, not going to the water, actually stopping out in the open because it looks like they want to take this fight. This could be quite risky, though, because it means that they could get shot from the south side as well. They're getting back in. They're going to try and rotate elsewhere, but Samson's taking a little bit of damage. Not too many shots are landing on them, though. So they're safe for now. They're going to go back over towards the bridge.
Looks like a few teams actually are trying to go into Rozhok on the south side. You don't want to go into Rozhok too early because then you're sacking your vehicles. As soon as you get there, you might get the wheels popped, you might get stuck there. You don't want that to happen too early into the game. But right now, it's a pretty good time to actually crash into Rozhok and take a good position in there.
Lennon, one of those players, is so low with 1 HP. And it looks like they wanted to cross the river, but it took them too long to do it. And the compound just south of it was just taken by an enemy.
Mazzarino is taking a little swim in the blue.
He's got a lot of meds on him. What is that? That's
8
first aids, 1 med kit. I think he'll be fine. I'm not too worried about him.
It doesn't trump the 15 first aids though.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's still, we still hold the record on that. But another rotation across the bridge. Spike is running out and actually gets multiple downs onto Lennon's squad.
Wait, did Swalker did he press F on his mobile and jumped out of the vehicle?
I don't know. He may have gotten taken out as a trade in return. And the smoke's going to be deployed for Jarvis to get a revive on his teammate. But that's still multiple kills for them picked up, or at least 1 for now.
That was kind of free kills as well. They were just passing them straight next to them.
Yeah, Fuzzface from another angle up on the north side. They're going to third party this engagement, but also know that the remaining players of Lennon's squad are around this area. Fuzzface is jumping out, trying to assist Rezo onto this one, trying to spot out where that player is on the opposite side of the water. Homer was able to get up on the beach, hide behind a rock. But here's another gatekeep happening right now. It's actually Malamandros held out by Ollie Pocket on the edge. Or no, that's not even a gatekeep. That's just someone hiding out in the bush. I was looking at the minimap. No, there's just someone hiding out in the bush. Wow, Malamandros.
No, they did kill knock and kill Carly though.
Okay.
But Buddy's just he's trying to play spoiler here. He's waiting for the others to actually engage and try to get a knock, I think. Or he's left all by himself.
Yeah, I think he's
he
just
got
by
abandoned.
himself. Where are the teammates? Yeah, the teammates aren't close to him. The teammates are east of him.
Oh no, poor guy.
So he's by himself, just trying to stay low, stay quiet.
He got 36 bandages.
Okay. All right. That's a lot of bandages. I don't know if you need that much.
It looks like some people just likes those bandages. We've seen a lot of people with plenty of them.
Look at that hard shift. It is keeping the river cut directly in once again. It's Rozhok and then the north of Rozhok River. That's all you have. There's nothing else on the south side. And so all these squads that have tried to swing over onto the south, a lot of them on the eastern side, they're going to have yet again another rough rotate.
Yeah, and I mean, still river in the middle. We all know as a PC player, that's one of the circles you hate to see.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
Because you don't want to bet your life on, all right, is it going to go north or south?
More rotations immediately pulled by these teams on the eastern side. Spike, him and his squad, they want to get into the center of the next circle, or at least into on the edge as quickly as possible.
This is a hard circle, though. Most of the playable area is inside Rozhok, meaning a lot of teams might try to crash into it. But at the same time, after a few teams have crashed it, you're just going to get shot if you get there late.
Yeah, Rax is rolling up. Raptor squad certainly heard the vehicle, but they didn't have an angle to keep Jansen from pushing in. He's getting inside, going to be going up slow. Looks like he's preparing to peek this. He's aware that someone could be on this angle. Mazzarini still driving in.
If you're confused, they're not just staring into the wall. They're actually using the third-person camera and trying to just spot through the window there.
Mazzarini, he's just using bandages.
Yeah, he's still got 9 first aids, but he's like, nah, I don't want to waste them yet. I want to keep them.
Yeah, I mean, use the bandages now while they're actually useful, because once the blue starts to tick up more and more.
Meyer is up in the bridge. He's below here.
There's a small angle that he can hold, and this is a very, very nice cubby to hold into. The problem is, if he is discovered, he's going to be kept out here. This is in the circle, though.
Right now, he's not spotted yet by Midframe's team, which was on top of the bridge. And they can actually help him out by holding the bridge. Without them knowing it, they're actually helping him out to survive.
So Torty right now, they rolled up with a boat. further west from there. And now they're pushing up on the beach, just trying to stay slow. They know SunTouch. They spotted out that squad using the third-person camera to their advantage, but Larry may know what's up. If he has a couple of nades, he could land them.
Come on, Larry.
Everyone said he's
Show us
just
the
preparing
nades.
his aim. Oh, he's going to pre-fire through.
That was a nade, right?
I don't know if that's a nade. Oh, that was a nade. It didn't land past the rock, though. The rock's going to be blocking it. He gets a couple of shots, but gets immediately taken out by Ushit. And now Bro DGR is going to be pushing forward. They got the down, and they're going to be taking the positional advantage. Flexi, though, peeks up over, gets the initial down in return. But DGR is already inside. The spray does come out from Reels. And so DGR is going to be taken out.
I like what Torty's team did here. They got the initial knock, and they decided, we're going to push on this. This is the opportunity. But it didn't go too well for them. Right now, it's just trades back and forth.
It is Reels can get a revive on SunTouch and Larry, but Torty already got a revive on his own teammate. So he's going to be pushing up, trying to punish the damage that they've already dealt. But does he want to push over into that room? He sees that Larry is still down.
Larry's just spawning for information right now. He knows he's dead. Now they got the info.
SunTouch has been picked up. This gives Reels the opportunity to hold this doorway. He's not peeking out, though, but smoke comes in and actually going to run out, try and take the fight directly, but it was an over-engagement, and this puts SunTouch in a bad situation. Doesn't have time to heal up, and I think he just ran out the window to try and run away, but immediately... No, it's actually... Who is that taken out?
I think that was Casper. No, SunTouch goes down there, though.
Okay, so I think that's the whole entire SunTouch squad taken out in 15th. There are still 14 left, though, but look at this next circle. It is finally on the made a decision, and it's going to be on the north side of the river, which is bad for a lot of these teams because so many of them were forced to commit to the southern side. This north side has very little cover.
Yeah, we had one team, I think at least, that had a good position. I think it was Raptors' team that was up there. Actually, it's Casper. They're kind of center in the circle. Team number 8. You can see them on the minimap on the top right corner there.
Raptor here trying to punish swimmers. Gets a little bit of damage on the Jansen, but isn't able to get too much right now. The thing is, if he overcommits here, he can easily get punished because he has virtually no cover of his own.
He only got a little rock to play with. I wonder if Jansen has any friends left.
He does. You can see him off in the distance. The Rax squad out there on the side, but Jansen he's just continue to go for breath. Breath management, it's a really hard thing to do.
It's Aquaman.
Raptor, he's just trying to go for these shots still, and I'm surprised that no one's been able to get a sightline onto him. He just wants a kill.
Oh, we finally got it.
There we go. Finally gets the kill right when his teammates roll up. No, the other two teammates are actually in a fight of their own, trying to take this little dip area from Casper's squad. Samsa's down. Casper himself is also down. So that's going to be 2 more kills for Raptor's squad.
Look at this. Trying to get in.
Look how much damage this blue is doing at this point. The first aid is going to go off just in time.
Ooh.
But only one left and still has to run inside the circle. And you can see all these players in front of him.
It's going to be really hard. This is a rough one. He sees everybody there as well. He's like, all right. Well, there's nothing much I can do here. I got to make a try at least.
Got to go for the first aid.
Oh, too
And
late.
Too late.
Too late.
Way too late on that.
Yeah.
Does get dropped. Not the last player. Other player is still inside. Buddy is still alive, still in the circle. Able to crawl in.
Not the first time we see Buddy snaking around.
Nope. Able to actually avoid, I believe it was Malamadras up close to them. Able to snake it past.
Yeah, he's pretty close to the circle, so he might be able to just sneak in just barely inside the next circle and just stay calm there passively.
Look how close all these players on the eastern side are with each other, and they have to deal with each other before they continue to push in because we see another northwest hard shift.
That's a rough circle right now. It's a real rough because most of the teams are actually on the east side, or the northeast side of the circle.
But look how much cover is here. That's why we're not hearing a lot of gunshots. It's just a couple of nades thrown every once in a while because they can hide behind this cover. Oh, Rax is discovered. There is finally a push by Mithrain. Rax is found out. It's going to be a full flush from them as well.
Is he shooting someone else, or is he missing every shot? He was missing every shot.
It's about sandbagging. I was hoping to find someone else to peek and try and get a trade before he committed onto the flush.
Now, Buddy here, he's actually on the high ground as well. So he can actually crawl a little bit more. He can get the information and without getting spotted as well.
Yes,
it's
but
pretty
is going
good.
to be pushed from the side because you can see squad number 2, Rammus' squad on the minimap, going to be pushing counterclockwise up towards him. But Spike and Mythrain and Rax, solo members from all of them. The blue is pushing in, so all these players on the eastern side, they're going to have to deal with each other as well as the blue. The deaths are lining up because of the blaze zone. And everyone's just trying to rotate in. You can see a number of people still outside the circle as well. Spike has to run in, has a vehicle for himself to use. 26 bandages, though. He has to start bandaging himself right now. No
dead.
time. He's dead. He's gone.
He's gone. He just noticed himself.
Nothing to do there. Still a teammate in the circle, though. And the circle is closed. And we see the next one. It's another third hard shift in a row up towards the northwest.
Look at Buddy's position, though. He's on the top north side there. He doesn't need to move far to get into the next circle, so he can actually get a lot of placement from this.
Fuzzface peeked up, got it down on a Raptor squad, but his teammate wanted to peek up after him, and Rezu does get taken out, but it's going to be an easy revive for them. It does give an opportunity for Raptor to get a revive of their own, though, and both of these squads want to finish this engagement quickly so they can move into the circle, but they're going to have to deal with each other before that happens. Still 15 alive, 7 teams left in this circle. A lot of players hiding behind soft cover, and you can see Fuzzface squad, they're actually rotating away from the angle that Raptor have on them. They're going to try and rotate up clockwise along the circle's edge.
That's going to be hard for him because there's a lot of open ground they need to cover if they go that side.
Hopefully they have the smokes to utilize. Rammus are pushing in right now, just
That's
over the
Swalker.
hill from Swalker. He's got to stay quiet before he's not peeked, and hopefully he's not discovered by Raptor or Fuzzface's squad. You can see him just in the dead center of the circle. But look at these smokes deployed by Fuzzface. They're going to make a smoke tunnel to be able to crawl into the dead center. But Raptor, they're going a different route. They're going to all hop into a vehicle and try and get center. Hope that doesn't get blown up. Haven't taken too much damage so far. It's just expectation in Raptor right now. And they have a little bit of cover from that. And they're actually taking Revy, actually a couple of downs onto Rammus' squad.
Buddy!
Buddy? Buddy. Okay. It's fine. Stay down.
Back to crawling.
But a lot of trades are happening just across the way from him. He's avoiding this engagement, trying to stay out in the blue for whatever reason. But look at these trades. Expectation and Raptor both taken down by Fuzzface's squad, and Revy's going to be coming in. Perhaps the last player of the squad. Buddy may have an opportunity to get a kill here. He's going to go for it, but the hipfire isn't going to land true and immediately taken out. We're now down to just 6 alive, 3 teams. Fuzzface's squad particularly has 3 up, and then Swalker, and then 2 from Malamandros' squad.
Now we saw Raptors team going to the center here, into the little radio tower. Doing that early actually hurt them a lot because they got shot from every direction. There was no reason to actually commit that far into the circle.
Nades come through. Oh, that one is not that great, but it did bounce a little far away from them, thankfully. But Swalker, he's going to deploy one. I don't think he's seen just yet. Deals some good damage. Easy follow-up spray from him. And he's going to get the full flush as well if he can land the shots once he gets the reload. But Mobile proned down with the final shots onto Rax's squad. Now there's just going to be 2 left. It's a 2 versus 2. Smokes deployed by Malamandros. Heisenberg and Riki left. A smoke out because they want to push into the circle, try and get into a center spot. That smoke acts as an extension of the hill they had, but an overpeak by Riki allows Rezu the opportunity to get a headshot. Heisenberg trying to go for a trade, though, has to reload. Zigzagging back and forth, and he does get it down onto Fake. This makes it a 1 versus 1, but swinging around the side, he finishes the reload in time. And he's able to get it down onto Rezu. Malamandros off the back of Heisenberg's 5 kills. Able to take game number 3.
Wow, who would expect that? I mean, Rezu got the initial knock there, and they were 2 versus 1. But when they pushed down that knock, it didn't pay off. They actually got themselves killed. We saw Fake first there, potatoing all his shots. I know that Fake can actually be a really good aimer, but that's on PC. Looks like it's another story on the mobile.
It's a different world entirely for a couple of these players.
Yeah.
But they're having fun. They're happy. This
Yeah.
is certainly a lot better of a placement than we saw from the first 2 games from these guys. It was, what, 15th and then, like, 13th?
Yeah,
12th?
something like that. They didn't rack up too many points the first 2 games. I think they had like 120 and 130.
Yeah, something like that.
So now they actually made a lot of points coming into this game. That's good for him. Good for him.
It's good. What's also good is that the leaders were out first.
Yes.
We didn't talk about it because it happened so early, but Hyro's squad got taken out very early on. So this is going to help upset the leaderboards. There's still 2 games left, so we'll still see exactly how it's going to work out if Hyro's squad can kind of recover from this. Or will this give an opening for another team to kind of push through? We're going to let the desk cover all of that, though. This was a good game, though. We saw the river. The river played such a key role into these rotations. And you can see just from this game alone how important it is to be able to understand rotations. Kills for a lot of people honestly should come second.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, the kills are worth so many points in this tournament right now.
But if your rotations aren't on point, if you don't really know where you're going, if you're not able to keep yourself safe, if you're not able to find locations to hold out, you're not going to be in a good position to even get those kills.
That's true, that's true. But we saw that Fuss team was in trouble pretty early into the game against Hyro there.
Yeah.
Fuzzfist was actually the last man up in the squad when he managed to do the hero drop from the balcony and get the last one on Hero. I think it was Hero himself as well.
Yeah, it was.
What a
play.
play.
The 2 team captains at the end in a 1 versus 1. But yeah, we actually that is going to be it for us for game number 3. We're going to throw it back to the stage with Tanya with the winners of game number 3, Malam Madras.
Okay, thank you guys. So we're here after third game of this day with Malam Madras. Here with me, Max and Dima. I will be translating also into Russian, so we can communicate. Ну что, ребят, первая победа. Что чувствуете?
Вообще не передать словами, просто шок, радость и наслаждение.
Okay, guys, really excited about the first victory, obviously. And what do you think, Дима? Что ты думаешь по этому поводу?
Ой, да у меня до сих пор еще мандражируют все руки, так что я в шоке немножко до сих пор.
Hands are shaking, everything is okay and very emotional. So, I wanted to ask about the toughest opponents and maybe principal ones for you at this tournament. Кто для вас принципиальный оппонент или самый сложный здесь на турнире?
Ну, я думаю, все уже сейчас поняли, кто прям самый жесткий оппонент. Это ребята из Турции, насколько я помню. Но мы все равно получаем удовольствие от любой игры, и мы не видим здесь соперников, мы видим здесь коллег и товарищей.
So Max says that obviously guys from Turkey are the best right now in the tournament table, but overall everyone are very strong and tough opponents. What do you think? Что ты думаешь, кто самый сильный оппонент?
Ну, я тоже так же думаю, то, что Турция, точнее, вторая команда у нас очень сильная, но мы все-таки смогли вырвать топ-1.
Yeah, guys, really glad that they could manage to gain the first place here on the game number 3. So, what would you say to all your fans, to everyone who subscribed you, who supported you here? Что бы вы хотели сказать всем своим фанатам, всем подписчикам, кто вас поддерживает?
Ребят, спасибо вам огромное, вы крутые. Чувствуется ответственность, чувствуется ваша поддержка, и спасибо вам всех, вас люблю очень сильно.
Вы молодцы, без вас мы бы не справились.
Obviously, guys, say thank you to all the fans for their support, but I think that everyone understood what they're saying, because thank you very much, guys. Good luck in further games. Спасибо большое, удачи в других играх. And now let's hear what our experts think about game number 3.
Thank you very much indeed, as we are back here at the analysis desk. A big congratulations, of course, to Malam Madras and the team for being able to pick up the victory from game number 3. A very different game to our first 2 games that we've seen so far here. And overall, in those clutch moments towards the end, mad props to Heisenberg in terms of that 2v1 situation that was going down at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not only in a 2v1, you're in a 2v1 against some pretty formidable competition there with Team Fuzzface, but Malam Madras, the Heisenberg coming out on top, but that was just a wild game from beginning to the end because of these circles, Dave.
Yeah, talking about the circles.
We're talking
about circles here.
About
all right?
circles?
What? Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4, 50-50 the whole time.
The whole time,
That river in play the whole entire time. We were here on the desk saying, well, is it going to go north? Is it going to go south? Finally, we found out Phase 5, it was going north, and then it didn't stop there. It kept going more and more north every single time. So, interesting circles.
Yeah, and looking at that first 50-50 circle that we actually had, almost every single team was north.
Everybody.
There was so much room down to the south to be able to potentially have comfort, have position to just go wherever you want, but nobody was taking that for a long, long time throughout that game. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
Oh, Fuzz face with the Spider-Man drop right on top of Hyro, and that's your first place team going out in 16th.
It's probably the biggest deal of the entire game,
Yeah.
aside from the Malamadros actual win itself. Them going out in 16th is catastrophic for them at this point.
Absolutely, and Torty actually getting a little bit.
They won this.
They won
Yeah.
this, but they were taken off guard. But it was actually really, really well played by Torty. Once again, I mean, we keep seeing them just really coming to play today in some of these fights, and Raptor managing to go do a little casual fishing there. Right before Casper goes down.
That fishing paying off because they actually had 15 kills that game.
Oh,
they did
I hate
finish
to
off
see it.
in like 5th place, but with all those kills, probably be able to buffer them on that leaderboard. Fuzzface fragging out this game, not only on Hyro, but other teams as well.
That's right, 9 kills coming in from the team of Fuzzface overall.
Oh,
That made.
auto run,
Oof.
auto run.
Swalker just taking advantage of Fuzzface there, fake going down there. But, you know, again, it was just really, really well played by Malamadros. You know, it was obviously a little bit wild because of how the circles kind of forced everybody to play into it. But, you know, they still ended up with the 7 total kills. Fuzzface coming through with 9. It looks like those boys might be starting to get used to this game a little bit now. You know, they're getting a little bit more comfortable.
I don't know.
You know,
I don't
I thought they looked a lot better that game for sure. But
I like the differing opinions, to be fair, though.
Exactly.
I
Hey, look,
He's just saying that because of Fuzzface's Spider-Man moves on Hyro. But
I mean, come on, that was one of
It's not
the
happening again.
coolest plays we've seen so far. But yeah, you said it, Raptor to Raptor coming in 4th, but 15 kills.
Exactly. That's a big deal because that actually bumps them up to technically 2nd spot for the points from this game as a whole. And they were already doing pretty well off the back of getting the 3rd place and 15 kills as well, Dave. So far, they must be in really good standing.
Yeah, and actually with Hyro being taken out so early that game.
Gentlemen,
They still had 4
We're looking
kills.
gentlemen,
What happened?
13th place. Not 14th this
Oh
time.
my gosh.
The
Forget
meta
them.
has shifted.
Oh my god.
All right. doing a good
They're
job.
becoming sentient. They're getting better.
But I want to talk to you guys about Torty and kind of that cleanup that they had in that compound eventually. Getting 6 kills there, despite being placed so lowly, that means that they were able to bump up quite highly in points. And it really felt like Torty and Appa especially were able to almost salvage that breach that they had, be it grenades tossed in initially to get things going, or, even the smoke to kind of bait out the movement from that back room. It was very good.
No, the whole thing was really well played. We saw just a number of really good team plays coming in. I mean, you talked about the Fuzzface versus Hyro and Malamadros. That whole squad just finishing that fight there around the smokes, using the smokes not only to their advantage, but I mean, I think Team Fuzzface threw them down to try to use them as cover to try to get a little bit of res there. But Malamadros not waiting, not taking their time, playing it aggressively, and going in there and using that smoke to hide their approach.
I don't know. Going back to that fight though with Torty and Suntouch.
Yeah.
These guys, all these players, they
There
were
were a couple of
outside.
throws there.
There were a couple of throws, but not only that, the whole situation was outside of the play zone. I believe at that time we did finally have our shift to the north, and they were on the southern part of the river. So you got to think, remember, Torty, they were on the river, kind of creeping and crawling before they took that fight. So maybe they thought they had to take that fight if they wanted to cross that water safely. I would have liked to see them to avoid it though. Even though they got 11th place there, Suntouch 15th place. I mean, they got some placement points, but
there was one of the big impactful moments as well towards the end of the game that I think we should talk about as well, which was because I thought going into the final 5 teams, Raptor to Raptor team was in a great spot with 4 guys alive. They'd taken parts of North Rozhok to then eventually transition on, but they found themselves in a very odd spot when it came to actually transitioning into the middle of that circle.
Yeah, and that's something that we saw throughout the game, just with how the circles were forcing everybody to play it.
Yeah.
You know, you had the first circle where everybody was to the north, and then you kept seeing them go 50-50 and 50-50 and 50-50, and everybody eventually started moving down south. But at some point, you're going to put yourself in a position where you have to make a bad rotation.
Absolutely. Well, let's take focus now on to Ollie Pocket, currently playing in the tournament. Let's take a look-see.
I am Ollie Pocket, like Olivia. I am from Germany. Normally I stream on Twitch, mostly PUBG or first-person shooters. I'm 29 years old and I am here now to represent, of course, Germany with my great team and to have a good time. Of course, I was looking for people that are used to play PUBG. I like each player in my team really much and I think that this is a good start. In my team there is Max, aka Alimente. He's a really good friend of mine. The other player is Whitey Dude, who I know from the streaming scene. And he's really, really funny. He will play on Sunday, and on Saturday his awesome girlfriend Princess Kali will join us. Really nice girl. And last but not least, there will be Super Buddy, a German competitive caster. Dropping in the middle, not getting shot. This is our winning strategy. I'm afraid of Raptor the Raptor. I think he has a really good team. That's, from as far as I heard. But I'm not really afraid because I think it doesn't matter if you win or lose here, but you will always have a memory of a great time. Now I would like to talk to my viewers. Ich hoffe, dass ich auf jeden Fall im Mobile besser im Fahren bin auf dem Handy als auf dem PC.
Dankeschön, Ollie Pocket, as we do have them coming in here for the tournament, looking to play out the very best they can. One of the guys that I am familiar with on this team especially is indeed Mr. Ben Peters himself. Commentated alongside many a PUBG tournament with him in obviously his German. And you know, it's great to see this roster kind of looking to kind of push themselves forward in this tournament.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that she mentioned was just the importance of having fun with the event and just, you know, using it as something more than just, you know, trying to get to Dubai, but also using it as an opportunity to just get to play some competitive games with some friends. And it looks like they're having a really good time while they're playing. And they used that, and they actually came in 5th this last game. So a good performance by them as well.
Yeah. And doing some research on Ollie Pocket, actually didn't really notice a lot of PUBG Mobile on her stream, but I did notice DayZ, Fractured Lands, Ring of Elysium. So I'm wondering if all those shooting games, do they help? I mean, more variety, does it help here on PUBG Mobile? I'm not sure compared to maybe the PC PUBG players. Like, who has the advantage? I guess it's up in the air.
Well,
you look like you want to say
the
something.
eternal question, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously multiple battle royale games, but are those strategies all transition between them all? I don't think so. I think PUBG. I think PUBG you need a lot more. It's a little bit more cerebral.
Right.
Can we call it?
Cerebral. Got to think about your tactics. Think about how you're going to approach things. I like it.
I mean, tactics. We're talking Fuzzface just jump off the balcony. So I don't know.
That was a sledgehammer of tactic, I think. But
hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do in what the moment presents you with, and Fuzzface coming out on top of that one. You know he was laughing to himself as he pulled it off. He's like, "There's no way this is going to work." Holy shit, it actually worked.
He was especially loving that, considering he knew who everybody who had been knocked down there, and from that point on, they knew they were taking out #1 team. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's time to go to a short break here now for the Star Challenge EU. And when we return, we're going to have game number 4 here from Europe. Don't go anywhere.
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Like a remote control for a phone. Why would you... Oh, that's why. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need until you need it.
play PUBG Mobile for free.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the analysis desk, as we're going to be getting into game number 4 momentarily for the Star Challenge EU, brought to you by Samsung Galaxy Note 9. Joining me at the desk, as always, Mr. Porosaurus, Mr. Mustache Dave, and looking at how things are going to be going down here between these teams. Obviously, I think we're still seeing Hero in that solid number 1 spot. We haven't seen the standings just yet, of course, but they've racked up so many points earlier on. But they still want to keep that consistency going. They don't want to be a 1-1, 16-16. They want to have a bit of a better performance than the previous game.
And we were talking about it before, that you don't want to have that crazy, come in last place bookend. And if you're in first place, you definitely don't want to have that, because you want to keep padding this lead. You want to keep getting further away from the competition. And right now, Hiero's got to be feeling a little bit nervous, because after the first 2 wins, big wins, but then coming in that 16th place, other people might be catching up to him.
I don't think so at all.
You don't think so?
I don't think so at all. I don't think that game's going to affect them at all. Moving on into the next 2 games, I think they might have even done it on purpose. I mean, the competition is just too easy out here. They looked around. They said, listen,
Hero they intentionally came in 16th, guys.
I mean,
you heard it here first.
Think about it. 16th place after back-to-back first places. That's kind of fishy. That's kind of fishy. I mean, it's kind of...
They're sandbagging.
They're sandbagging.
I feel like we need to take away your Oracle title and give you conspiracy theorist title.
Oracle's still
take
there.
Take away his magic ball and give him a tinfoil hat.
I got 2 more games to go.
Okay.
They just need 1 more win out
there. You were
there.
looking for the 3rd.
I'm looking for a 3rd. We got 2 more.
There you
go. I mean, you did call 3. So
yeah, 3.
In your defense, I'm going to play devil's advocate slightly. I'm not saying the conspiracy theory is there, but it's very rare that we're seeing like squad-on-squad action that early in these games. So kind of a little bit unluckiness may have played into that kind of factor. Fair to say?
They're not a 16th place team.
No.
I mean, they've proven that in the first 2 games, and I don't think we'll see them. I don't think we'll see them in 16th. I think it's more likely that you see them in 1st than you see them in 16th.
Unless they want to be in 16th.
Unless they want to be.
Then we'll see them. I'll make sure to go get them.
Intentionally sandbagging.
Those 2 kisses, and ask them, hey, did you really throw that game? I want to ask you that. So we're seeing a lot of umps here. Are you surprised with that? I mean, I'm a little surprised about how much ump play is coming in.
I think that one of the good things about the ump is ammunition is plentiful. There's very little recoil on it. There's very little bullet drop, and it's one of those weapons that you can put on that full automatic and still spray down people from range and have it remain pretty accurate the whole way.
Yeah, exactly.
May also be a symptom of us watching so many PC tournaments though as well, because in PC tournaments we get like 1.5 times AR, that kind of stuff. Here there's not really too many of those settings changes, right? So maybe that's one of the factors.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I'm just surprised because we're not seeing it only in close range. We're seeing it in those middle range fights, which kind of catches me off guard. But it's working. I mean, every time we look at someone frag out, they're using an ump, maybe a suppress ump, red dot, 2 times, whatever.
No, the ump is in a really, really good place right now, as far as
on mobile at least.
On mobile especially, but I mean it's in a pretty good place in PC as well.
Yeah.
I mean you still see people using ump
ever since the weapons change.
Ever since the weapons change, right? And you still see the DMR SMG kind of like loadout that you see a lot. I mean, I think that ARs are kind of now in a better place again, so you might see more DMR, sniper, and AR. But I mean, the ump is not a bad weapon at all, and it's kind of providing these players with a little bit more range to work with something that has more ammunition readily available.
I mean, you were mentioning the ARs before. Something like the M4 stood the test of time, right? Yeah. I remember when the weapons change came in, everyone's like, 5.56 rifles are dead, and then all of a sudden it's like, actually no, they're still really fine. So
Yeah, it
M4
lasted for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for some Groza plays because I know that's a high fire rate weapon.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen that either. So a lot of things that we have been seeing and haven't been seeing are these global.
These are good.
These are the current
second
Look at
place.
Raptor.
Wow.
1,750 points to Hero right now. Raptor to Raptor with 1,500 points. And notice, gentlemen, that gap between the top two, which are the all-important points, and number 3 is quite big so far. So looks like they're
420
doing well.
for Toby 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, 200. he's right where we wanted him to be, or expected him to be. But you know, like 250 points for Raptor after 2 first place. I mean, high kill first place wins for Hyro, but that 16th place really kicked them. Raptor, obviously, they haven't gotten a win just yet, but they're getting a boatload of kills and high position placements.
You heard him in his interview that he just DM'd people from YouTube, hey, can you come to Ukraine?
Yeah.
What would you guys do if you received that message?
Just DM?
Just a DM. Hey, would you want to come to Ukraine with me? You don't know him at all.
Yeah.
But they asked you to come to
Just get that
Ukraine.
random DM.
Random DM from a random person asking to go.
I'm an adventurous soul, Dave. I'd be there.
I mean,
I'd
these
be there
three.
in a second,
Yeah,
you know?
these 3 individuals are.
For me, it's not that far a flight. It's like an hour and a half. So yeah, sure.
There you go. Easy.
That'd be all right.
Well, it's working out well for them. They got to be feeling pretty good. They're in second place, only 250 points out of first, and they got a nice little lead on third. So
I mean,
if they can keep this going, you know, they're going to be feeling pretty good.
You were mentioning that he was looking for, the hot fraggers.
Yeah.
That's how he chose his team.
Exactly.
And it seems to have paid dividends so
Yeah,
far.
they're fragging out. They are fragging out.
Yeah.
Even without getting those high placement points, they're still making up for it in kills.
Right, definitely. All right.
Team Casper, I think maybe had a
Some
good
chips.
Yeah, they had a good
VOD
game
review.
too.
Maybe they're doing VOD review.
Yeah, there you go. Look at them. They're
Maybe.
all looking over there. They had a good game too. Not the best game too, but they're just struggling with their consistency right now. And I think I think we should start seeing these teams start kind of figuring things out.
All right, well, let's take a closer look here at Team Casper coming into the tournament.
Oh.
Как мне сказали, я инфлюенсер, значит, один из более-менее известных людей в киберспортивном сообществе. Да вообще прикольно попытать себя вот именно в качестве игрока, опять почувствовать этот адреналинчик, который в свое время я испытывал, принимая участие на турнирах, еще будучи совсем-совсем мелким, там, 12-13-летним шкетом. Ну, у нас просто сильные ребята, 54, Кин и Самса, просто хорошо бахающие ребята. Из того общения, которое вот, нам довелось лично с ними встретиться, то 54 такой интересный товарищ, очень ответственный, ко всему относится. Все вот наши просьбы во время того, как собирали команду, всегда все очень четко делал. И сейчас тоже там какие-то нашифровки, там тренировки, что-то такое, вот от него инициатива исходит очень часто. Кин, ну это, я думаю, все знают товарища за его такую харизму обаяния. Он и сейчас харизматично обаяет всех, что является, наверное, его главным качеством. Плюс хорошо играет в PUBG, да. Ну и Самса у нас такой, он пока самый тихий, самый скромный, но обещает бахать. У нас нет какого-то пренебрежения друг к другу, все более-менее с пониманием относятся к тому, кто какую мысль пытается донести, и пока что с общением проблем не возникает. Это самое главное, чтобы во время игры не было никаких разладов, там, минус моральки и всего остального. Надо брать топ-1. Топ-1, значит, надо надрать попки всем. Короче, всем габела. Будем разваливать. Вы даже не представляете, какая вам борода.
That is Team Casper. 7 worlds worth of skill, you may say, here when it comes to the abilities of some of their players, especially we're very familiar with someone like Keen, of course, coming from the PC background.
Yeah, familiar with most of these guys, but he's here to tell us we're doomed.
Yeah.
We might be doomed, but they have not been coming through in these first 3 games. But as you said, these guys, very well experienced. I mean, they all, I think most of them, a lot of them have LAN experience. I know the Avangar boys do. I'm not sure if 54th does or not. But yeah, I mean, a lot of competitive experience. So should be coming through. And you always got Keen there to keep it light.
I mean, Casper in the interview said that he's been competing since 12 or 13 on for esports at least. So a lot of experience when it comes to LAN. Look at that, chilling, sitting back.
Comfy.
Yeah. I wonder if a lot of players play with their shoes off for that comfort level. Maybe
they do.
Yeah.
I mean, hey.
Yeah.
Wait, you have your shoes on right now?
No, I have them off.
Ah, there you go.
Hey,
see?
I got them off. I'm comfortable, but
you gotta cast shoeless.
Shoeless, pantsless is what a
Pantless.
lot of people think.
Steady, steady.
Hey, whatever's
They'll
not
never
shown.
know.
Whatever's
They'll
not
never
shown.
know.
never
And
know.
there's our last place team feeling really good about things.
But I think
I'm glad they look happy.
Toby looks
Yes.
pissed.
He looks
I think
pissed.
I think he was expecting to be a lot higher. Oh,
Raising the roof.
16. There you go. There you go.
16.
That's
Lucky number.
doing that good finger math there. Yeah, but you know, what are they gonna do? I mean, they've been having some struggles today for
fun.
sure.
They're
They're having a
fun.
great time though.
So going into at least tomorrow,
Yes.
do we predict that these teams will have done VOD review tonight and possibly come with different strategies and tactics?
If North America is anything to go by, I would say yes. What about you, Para?
I would say probably.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll definitely take a look. But you know, we've kind of seen everybody owning their own positions. We've seen a few teams switch it up, but not too many.
That is the thing, in that I think we've had, for the 4 games that we've had so far, I suppose, quite 3 games even.